One mystery that continues to be unexplained in the fictionalized universe of Red Dead Redemption is that of the wreck of the Serendipity, a riverboat that lays dormant upon the docks of Quaker's Cove. Seemingly, it's been towed to the lands, pulled from whatever fate befell this vessel. We can tell by the algae that covers the predominance of the surface that it has in fact spent a substantial amount of time underwater, but it still begs the question, how and why was it submerged in the first place? In today's video, we'll be looking at the most popular and potential theories that have been surrounding the World Wide Web for some time, attempting to see if we can get to the bottom of the mystery that surrounds the wreck of the Serendipity. Welcome to the video, you're listening to Phil of Philby Gaming. If you enjoy the following, you all know what to do, and if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, after watching, please consider doing so. Without further delay, let's begin with our latest episode of Red Dead Redemption Myths and Legends. In concerns to the narrative, we first learn of the wreck of the Serendipity from Bureau of Investigation Officer Agent Edgar Ross.
It's not far now. The old Serendipity wreck has been used as an occasional criminal hideout for years. We were informed that Vanderlyn and his gang are making camp there. We'll stop on the cliff above, and you and Agent Fordham will go on foot. I'll stay with the vehicle and keep watch.
So he makes us aware that the wreck is a hotbed for criminal activity, often being used by outlaws and undesirables, something of which has been occurring for some years. Unfortunately, the timeline doesn't exactly fit too well here, as players who have explored this region just a few short years prior in 1907 will noticeably see that the wreck isn't present, meaning that this occurred approximately between 1908 and 1911. This could simply be an oversight on the behalf of Rockstar Games and nothing more, so I suppose we'll just leave it as that. In the world of Red Dead Redemption, players can find campers resting for a while who enjoy swapping stories and rumours they've accrued during their travels. One such tale is that of the vessel's captain, who was found to be unfaithful to his dear wife. It is believed that the disheartened spouse had placed a curse upon the Serendipity, leading to the demise of not only the riverboat but the souls aboard during its sinking, including her husband, the captain.
You ever hear the old-timers talk about the wreck of the Serendipity? Said that boat was cursed by a woman who had been cheated on.
I never did hear such a thing.
Her husband, the captain, died in a terrible way. It's still cursed. But who but the maker knows why anything happens?
A particular couple of interesting things mentioned by the camper is their reference to the old-timers that told the stories of the Serendipity. This emphasises that it was an older vessel that had been around for some time, as have the tales. There are several further camp stories relating to the vessel, which I was unfortunately unable to find, but we'll discuss these later in the video. But leaving rumours aside, what are some of the facts we're aware of concerning the boat? The Serendipity was a stern-wheeler steamboat carrying passengers, crew and cargo, although its initial purpose is unclear. We come to understand from the canvas that it was built, or at the very least originally sailed from, the Tallulah Jetty, before docking here at its final resting place of Quaker's Cove. There's very little mention of the Tallulah Jetty in-game, but we do have a newspaper article found in the prequel Red Dead Redemption 2, informing us of a gang using the jetty's name as a front to strike fear in those that opposed them, whom were later tracked and killed by combined forces of militia and police. But a little research into the title does reveal its origin. In the leaked betamap image of Red Dead Redemption 2 from 2016, we can find the location of Tallulah Jetty, which was later rebranded as the town of Van Horn, the docking town, so at least we learn of its place of manufacture. But what of the title of the vessel itself, Serendipity? The term means good luck in making unexpected and fortunate discoveries. How ironic. We also know that at some point during passage it sank and was later towed back to the shores of Quaker's Cove. Unfortunately, concerning the facts that we have about the Serendipity, there aren't too many. We're left with only speculation and inspiration for the vessel, so let's move on over. The inspiration for the Serendipity seems to have derived from a vessel known as the Delta King, albeit the real-world counterpart sailed many years later. The Delta King was in service for decades, but in 1981 it sank for unknown reasons whilst laid up in Richmond, California. Being raised around 1 year later, it was found to have minimal damage and was later converted into a 44-room hotel, as it still stands today in Sacramento. Also, the Serendipity has also taken clear inspiration not only with the tale of the Delta King, but its physical appearance too. There were early rumours that the Serendipity was in fact the vessel that protagonist John Marston was shot upon during his days with the Van der Linde gang. This rumour circled for years, but was of course debunked as we accrued further information of the story, learning that it was in fact an entirely different vessel docked at the town of Blackwater. So what are some of the tales being passed around concerning the rumours of what really happened to the riverboat? We of course know of the unfaithful captain, whose wife placed the curse upon the vessel, but this one stretches even further, with some believing that she may have done more than simply place a curse, rumouring that the wife in fact sabotaged the boat, killing the crew and patrons, as well as her husband. Others believe it wrecked in the waters off Thieves' Landing, crashing into the cliffs of Mexico. Some say that following this, it was raided by the Mexican military, who slain everyone aboard before plundering the vessel, its wreckage later being uncovered before being towed back to the United States. Other reports and rumours speculate that the ship ran aground on one of the smaller islands of Flatiron Lake, and due to horrendous stormy weather was left stranded for 3 days before the wreck was uncovered. Upon its discovery, all souls aboard were missing, leading to a paranormal theory. Some even speculate that both ghostly sightings and cries from the deceased can be witnessed by those visiting upon gloomy and foggy nights, adding that bloody footprints can sometimes be seen in the right lighting, but there's nothing concrete to confirm this. There's even talk that the ship was overrun by pirates and those aboard were slain. This stems from the locations of the pirate hat and sword that the player can find on the small islands of Flatiron Lake, not too far from the Serendipity's final resting place of Quaker's Cove, aided by the mention of the old-timers, emphasising that the incident was some years prior. But all in all, the truth of the matter is that whoever knows the story of the Serendipity, no one is saying a word, leaving us with only speculation and theory. So in your opinion, what do you think is the real story behind the sunken vessel? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you enjoyed what you saw today, you all know what to do, and if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. If you wish to see any particular topic explored in the world of Red Dead Redemption or its prequel, feel free to request. Who knows, I may uncover something you weren't aware of. Thank you all for watching. You've been listening to Phil of Philby Gaming, and I'll see you in the next video.